Yes, thank you. Welcome. Bless you. God bless you. So this is a glorious morning. Glad you're here. Every once in a while something comes in that is seemingly very new. Certainly, it's new. It's new to me. You can't turn off the constant revolving of the mind. It's always going. You can't turn that off. That's is that the bad news? The good news is if you can't do it, you don't have to. You don't have to turn off you made it. You wanted it to keep going, to keep evaluating, to keep you safe, to look for things that you were trying to get, to avoid the things that were threatening. You made it for that. That it does. It does it very, very well. You can't turn it off. If you could turn it off, that would be a continuation of the hamster wheel turning. And so that's, by definition, that's not going to work. Conversely, holiness, which is what you are, is not something you can turn on either. You can't turn that on. You can't turn it on. The good news is you don't have to do that either. That's what you are. And listen, as soon as you decide to stop trying to turn off the mind and try to be holier than thou art, you'll come into an experience of the holy instant where you haven't prepared yourself for it and you let it fall on you, just come down on you like a waterfall, like an avalanche, like you're suddenly there in it. Did you have something to do with it? Only the reception of it, only the allowing for it to happen. And that happens very readily as soon as you stop trying to turn off the conscious mind with all of its searching and all of its looking and evaluating and judging. Come into a holy instant now. Let this instant be the instant you stop trying, you stop preparing yourself for it, and let it show you what it is by revealing to you what you are. What you are, what are you except the holy instant? What could you possibly be other than the holy instant? If holiness is what you are, every instance of your being must be holy. And if that's, I assure you that's the case. If it were the case, just considering it hypothetically, if it were the case, good morning, B. If it were the case, you would stop preparing for it. Again, if you can't do it, if you can't prepare for it, stop trying to prepare for it. If you're on the treadmill of trying to prepare for it, you don't actually have to stop, and you can't, but you can let something that is greater within you displace the little things that are the focus of, they're the focus of your life as long as you're on the hamster wheel. Let your holiness displace all of the little things. Let the one name displace the little names that you have given everything to keep you in separation, to keep you a distance from, and a definition from. There's no separation. You can't, the separation that you feel, okay, again, having created that, when you took on the responsibility of being responsible, come on, kid, you're 3 years old. You can't do that. Stop crying, stop yelling, stop screaming, stop running away. Come here. All of the commands that you get from the great voice of authority and control and love. You love that voice, and therefore you're going to internalize the fairly harsh things that it has told you. It's told you to behave or else. And now you've internalized morality where you judge everything as being acceptable or beyond the pale. Everything to keep it away from yourself. And yet, you recognize that continuing to judge everything, to be the one responsible for making sure that everything remains in balance and right where it ought to be. Control, command and control, that might sound familiar. If you were to recognize that your proclivity for trying to remain in command and control, that which you cannot turn off, is harming you, you're going to look for something else. You're going to look for an alternative. As long as you're in separation, listen, you realize that the Course is it's for people who are wrestling with their, it is for egos who are wrestling with their place in the universe that God created as only heaven. If you are an ego wrestling with your place, then the Course is for you, because it provides for an opportunity to finesse the reasoning that keeps you in limitation and separation and use it for another purpose, the purpose of acknowledging that all your judging has not helped you. It certainly hasn't made you feel better. You might be right, baby, but are you happy in this world? That's a rarity. You have moments, yes, and time flies when you're having fun. But when you're having fun, what is that except an allowance for a holy instant that took over and showed you a greater self and situation than you could possibly have planned. And when you plan for it the next time and it doesn't happen, you realize the limitations of your own planning for your own future. Jesus simply says, stop planning. You can't plan for that. You can't plan for your future. You can acknowledge that your drive, your compulsion to plan is something that you made, that you can't simply turn off. Look for something else. Look for something better. Look for something that has the power to so centralize your focus that it surpasses certainly your understanding, all understanding. This is the meaning of focusing on God. Be vigilant only for God and his kingdom. As you focus on God, which you fully acknowledge that you can't create, that it is, that you are part of it. That you can't turn on its being. It's already here. It's already now. It is already exactly within you and what you are in truth, in your centrality, in your core, in your being. And you don't have to turn that on. You're not really in control of that. Free will means only that you can take the course. Well, I forget how it goes. It's up to you to choose to take the course now, the curriculum now. You can't establish the curriculum. You can take it now. You can let it be meaningful to you now. You know, I had to concede at a certain point, this is fairly early on, if you want to know. I had to concede that becoming a scholar of the Bible, or a scholar of the Course, or a scholar of Buddhism, or a scholar of, you name it, a scholar of just about anything, was, it wasn't that I couldn't do it, I was unwilling to do it. I was unwilling to do it because I knew that if I dedicated myself to scholarship in order to actually be a scholar, that was going to drive me nuts, because now you're trying to remember all of everything in limitation and make that satisfying, make that enough. The Course, there are guys out there, Robert Perry, talking to you, there are guys out there who become, bless his heart, he's dedicated himself to that. That's not, he'd be the first to admit that's not enough. It is the implementation of the very simple concepts of the Course subjectively that reveals what it reveals, the truth that it represents, because it leads to the truth of what you are. And that you cannot, you can't reveal it yourself. And so you don't have to, but it reveals itself to you because it must. That's what it must do. That's what it does do. That is the only thing it does. But so great, so powerful is your holiness that it outshines everything else. It displaces everything else. It gives you the window to eternity by displacing everything from the past that occupies your time and all your plans for the future. You can spend your time being preoccupied with the past. You can spend your time planning for the future, but it, by definition, means that you're ceding part of your present from the holiness that envelops you, that loves you unconditionally, absolutely, perfectly, and that is your love. Now, when you consider the choice before you of regretting the past, replaying the video of the past, planning for the future, all the things you want to do and avoid, or stepping into a realization of your own love for what? For yourself. You have to look no further than today's lesson. I bless myself because I bless the world. You bless, your blessing cannot be limited. If it's limited, it's not a blessing. It's a hope, it's a wish. God wills, he does not wish. And a blessing is aligning yourself with his, well, how to put it? It's acknowledging that you can't do what he is, what he does. And you let him be what he is. You will join that. You'll be led directly. It will displace the it will displace your false intentions. It'll displace your good intentions, which what? Pave the road to hell. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Well, I meant this. I meant that. I know. His will, the one that you cannot make. Love, God being love, is also happiness. And perfect love, perfect happiness does what? It casts out all fear. We recognize, as Thoreau did, that the great mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. So have we. But we have been shown, and we now see that there is a way out from a life like that. We are called from that. We are called out of this world of desperation to a celestial place of infinite joy and happiness and bliss, contentment, peace, the light of lights, the song of songs, the pure essence. Being called to that, we realize what? We realize that is us, that is me, that is you, that is your reality. Everything else is this mask, this puppet, this counterfeit, this substitution for everything. Having this knowledge, recognizing this, know this also by your extension of it through giving it pure, unadulterated, unalloyed, unlimited, the very thing that you love. Through giving it wholly, you have more. It is deeper, all-encompassing. Your treasure house full. Open the door. This is what you came to give. This is what you came to receive. This is the good news. The good news is you are perfect as God created you. You are his one and only Son, in whom he is well pleased. Everything that is his, he has given you. That your reality, and that cannot change. And so all your attempts to change it are futile. You can let them go. You don't need to do that. Let them then be displaced by the power, the effulgence of light, the beam, the ray, the sun. That fills your center of focus and radiates out into the peripheral fields of your vision. Give it away. You want to give it. What could you possibly do that would give you a deeper, greater satisfaction or pleasure? Did you want to win the lottery and then satisfy yourself that you gave something to charity out of your winnings? Give this. Give yourself. Give your essence, your being. Does that put pressure on you? If you don't have skin in the game, okay, if you don't have a personal investment in the game, you haven't received. But you do have a personal investment in the game. You do have skin in the game. You have anteed up. You're going to be dealt your cards. You have to play your part. And that is your part. As you recognize that life is given you, and that you can extend that What else can you extend, if not life, if not yourself? And how much more deeply will you feel it when you extend that life? When you lay down your life, you extend your life to your brother. No greater love has a man than that he give his life unto his brother. Now this is, far from being the rush to get yourself killed for somebody else's benefit, is you're extending the truth of your life to all and every, all things, everyone, everything. The truth is, language does not properly convey the actual dynamics or consequence of this, because it suggests that you're doing something, and light extends by itself. That's what light is. That's what spirit is. That's what holiness is. It extends because it is ever greater, ever more powerful, ever deeper. Your friend has come. They have come. This, your friend who showed you that this was possible, who represented it, who exemplifies it. This is Jesus. Christ Jesus came for the sinners of the world, that every man who believe on his name might share in the kingdom. How do you share in the kingdom except through extension? Except by receiving and giving. Except by giving and receiving. Except by refusing to spend your time attempting to do that which you cannot do, and allowing that which must be to manifest itself even through you, even through your own mind. The blocks to the awareness of love's presence are they're represented by those areas, those circumstances, those people, those incidents where extension, in your view, is unwarranted, unnecessary. Those are going to come up. Those are going to come up as you come into your light. Those are going to become more apparent to you because you won't be willing to tolerate the pain of not extending without limit and without exception. Infinitely. Anything less is going to be painful. And you'll know it because this is subjective. It is your willingness. You, in fact, do not wish. You will. and what you will, you receive. He has given his will to you that you might know him. Through what? Knowing yourself. So there is a circularity in this. Start from, yes, I am a holy Son of God himself, in whom he is well pleased. Let's see where we end up. If we don't end up there, I'm going to be very, very surprised. When you start there, the failure to forgive, the failure to extend, okay, which are actually different sides of the same coin, opposite sides, is something that you feel immediately, because wholeness, the lack of separation, includes that you are fully in touch with what your emotions, of which there are only two. And you can't, you can attempt to live in the gray area, the shades of gray in between white and black. You can try to do that, but you are going to feel that you're doing that. And that's not comfortable. That's the attempt to ride the fence. Not too much on one side, not too much on the other. Everything becomes immediate. Everything becomes right now. So does your holiness become right now. So does your glory become right now. So does your majesty. Listen, the false humility of, oh, well, it's not me, it's got to be somebody else. I know some people that it could be, but you have not known yourself. If you forgive yourself, then you will know yourself. This I will forgive and then see differently. Forgiving yourself, you are going to see yourself differently, because this is the displacement. Everything that is truly forgiven and let go is displaced by the holiness that is the basis of the forgiveness. God is the love in which I forgive. What else could possibly be the basis of and be effective? What could be the basis of forgiveness that is truly effective, truly displacing all the concerns, the worries, regrets, the fears? It would have to be all encompassing. Well, here's your ace in the hole. It's all encompassing. It encompasses everything because it encompasses you. And now you perhaps will recognize that your own mind itself is the place of holiness, the house of worship, the cathedral, the altar. The Holy Land. Where else would it be? It is a place of rest, a house of worship for all nations. And we take recourse now to that place. We ask him to speak to us. We listen with anticipation. Your reality speaking to you. In peace, in quiet, in light. God. Here's something from our Course in Miracles. Listen. I walk with God in perfect holiness. Today's idea but states the simple truth that makes the thought of sin impossible. It promises there is no cause for guilt, and being causeless, it does not exist. It follows surely from the basic thought so often mentioned in the text, ideas leave not their source. If this be true, how can you be apart from God? How could you walk the world alone and separate from your source? We are not inconsistent in the thoughts that we present in our curriculum. Truth must be true throughout, if it be true. It cannot contradict itself, nor be in parts uncertain and in other parts sure. You cannot walk the world apart from God, because you could not be without him. He is what your life is. Where you are, he is. Yes. There is one life. That life you share with him. Nothing can be apart from him and live. Yet where he is, there must be holiness as well as life. No attribute of his remains unshared by everything that lives. What lives is holy as himself, because what shares his life is part of holiness and could no more be sinful than the sun could choose to be of ice, the sea elect to be apart from water, or grass to grow with roots suspended in the air. There is a light in you which cannot die, whose presence is so holy that the world is sanctified because of you. All things that live bring gifts to you and offer them in gratitude and gladness at your feet. The scent of flowers is their gift to you. The waves bow down before you, and the trees extend their arms to shield you from the sun and lay their leaves before you on the ground that you may walk in softness, while the wind sinks to a whisper round your holy head. The light in you is what the universe longs to behold. All living things are still before you, for they recognize who walks with you. The light you carry is their own, and thus they see in you their holiness, saluting you as Savior and as God. Accept their reverence, for it is due to holiness itself, which walks with you, transforming in its gentle light all things unto its likeness and its purity. This is the way salvation works. As you step back, the light in you steps forward and encompasses the world. It heralds not the end of sin in punishment and death. In lightness and in laughter is sin gone, because its quaint absurdity is seen. It is a foolish thought, a silly dream, not frightening, ridiculous perhaps, but who would waste an instant in approach to God himself for such a senseless whim? Yet you have wasted many, many years on just this foolish thought. The past is gone with all its fantasies. They keep you bound no longer. The approach to God is near, and in the little interval of doubt that still remains, you may perhaps lose sight of your companion and mistake him for the senseless ancient dream that now is past. Who walks with me? This question should be asked 1,000 times a day, till certainty has ended doubting and established peace. Today, let doubting cease. God speaks for you in answering your question with these words: I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world, I light my mind and all the minds which God created, one with me. How far above the world we rise as we let him lead the way, as we hold his hand, as we follow his guidance, as we join with him and with our brothers. You are holiness. Without you, there would be none. But you are included. And in this, you have no choice. Surrender. Let the power and the glory prevail. Don't fight it. If you're fighting it, just admit it and see how quickly, how easily it slips off. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. You don't want it. You don't need it. You can't hold on to it. and it has no hold on you. Walk with God in perfect holiness. Bless the world because I bless myself. These are the thoughts that contain a hidden meaning. Let it be revealed. There's a surprise inside waiting for you. A surprise of happiness, a surprise of bliss, a surprise of peace. Please join me, won't you, in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
In peace, the mystery of the Lord's Prayer is opened to us. It's revealed to us. We see the truth within it, within ourselves. Yes, a peaceful mind is not a little gift. We are glad, more than happy to have these moments of peace, these moments of quiet, of certainty. I just want to take a little moment for some housekeeping. We are happy to be joined by Dennis and Dory here. And all right, wave to the people. Yeah, there you are. Glad you're here. I'm really delighted you're here. Thank you for your hospitality. Yeah. It's good. It's good to get together. It's good to join in the fellowship of one mind, one light, one peace. So, yeah, the door is open. The door, is it always open? It's open a lot. I'd love to see you over. Please do come and visit. It's good to have projects. You know how, like, it's good to have a craft, learn how to type. That's what they told us in high school. You could always fall back on your typing skills if you have to. Where learn how to do something. Learn how to contribute in some way. That contribution, although it seems very, it can seem very mundane, but that contribution actually becomes a vehicle for expressing the light that is within you. You're justified in having contact with people because you sell apples down at the farmer's market or whatever it is. You find a way. In fact, as this becomes more deeply rooted within your mind, as your heart opens and you are filled with light, this does become the principle that you employ in all of your affairs. That every activity, every thought become an extension of your being. It's helpful to reflect on that. Yeah. Thank you. There's truth in that. Look for it. Well, that's our get together for today. Let's please join me in the Declaration of Perfection. I am God's Son, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of His love. In me is His creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is
Be love
perfected, pure, impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God Himself. I am the heaven where His love resides. I am His holy sinlessness itself. For in purity abides His own. Again, there's truth just underneath the surface of these words. Profound, deep, life-changing, comforting, sanctifying. Look for that. All right. Let's have some music. Thank you, dear ones.
Thank